Yo, is this apartment B? Your rent's due.
Hello, folks. Welcome to apartment B at night. This is the late night edition, the solo mission, the new rendition. Is that even a word? The new edition, evolution of a commotion, douche and boosh. Say no, chill. I'm not a boom bap rapper. Yo, thank you for the people who've been listening lately. The last couple episodes have been so fun to film. Shout out Kate. She was my last episode. But this is the at night edition because it's 12 a.m. on a Friday. You know, I should probably be out with all those ladies I have, you know, being sexually active or whatever. But instead I'm in my house filming for this podcast. This is apartment B at night. For those of you who get that reference, you probably had a great childhood or a really bad one. But shout out SpongeBob. Hey. Since it's late night, I got my pajamas on. For the people who can see this, I got my Marvel PJs on. Got Black Panther, feel me, Spider-Man, Iron Man. If you look down on my nutsack, we got Hulk because my boy down there's a beast. Yeah, that was crazy. That's crazy. But the topic I wanted to talk about today was, I don't know, I just thought it was insecurities, you know? Insecurities is wild. Insecurities as in, like, what do you hate? Not hate, but what do you notice about yourself that you don't like as much? First off, I'm going to say the fact that I'm so handsome, because this really has caused me a lot of problems in the real world, being this handsome, you know, experiencing pretty privilege and all that type of stuff. You know, those of you who are good looking, which you're watching this podcast, so you're probably very good looking anyway. You understand what I'm saying, right? But no, I have insecurities, man. You know, and it's funny because the weird thing about insecurities is the things you don't like are what people like, you know? Like, I've flirted with girls, right? And I've said, yeah, I really like you have nice teeth, you have a nice smile. And they're like, and they get all weird because that's one part of them they don't even like about their own selves, you know? So that's the weird part about insecurities, is that we notice it because we notice it because we see it all the time. We live with it. But other people see it as like a positive. For me, one thing I've always been insecure about was my voice. I didn't get super insecure about it until I moved down to South Georgia. And I don't know if you guys know a lot about South Georgia, but we're like down here in the country, like horses and cows and cotton fields and plantations, white people, black people, Mexicans. We got everything down here, but it's very southern. Like it's very like it's South Georgia, so it's very like country. Like everyone here sounds like Hannah Montana and Billy Ray Cyrus. And so when I come down here, I sound weird. Like I sound like, you know, people say I sound white. I get that all the time. Like people like, it's funny because just off my voice alone, people will like determine my whole life. Like off my voice alone, they'll like determine like my voice and my demeanor. Cause I'm like, you know, I say, hey, how you doing? Hi. Hey, what's up? Hi. Like I'm very pleasant. I'm not like aggressive or anything like that. I wave, you know what I'm saying? Because I want people to be like, I come to you in peace. Like, so people, I always get like, you sound white, blah, 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 blah. And like I said, people will like create this whole life for you. So like people would hear me talk and they'll automatically assume like I'm not from a hood or something. Like I was born in the suburbs with two parents in the household and they just loved us so much. You know, they took us to soccer practice and then we came home and ate ice cream and watched movies together. And we did that for 18 years. And I went off to college, graduated with honors, you know, cum laude, whatever. But nah, man, it's just a voice really. And, you know, my parents talk like this. That's why we talk like this. Like, so yeah, like I was saying, like, people think because I talk, it's just my voice, you know? Like in the house, this is just how everyone sounded. So this is what I have now, you know? And I'm going to be honest. I was friends with probably two white dudes, Nolan and Declan, shout out y'all. until I was 18. I didn't have like, white people in my life until I was in college. So this is not a white voice or whatever you call it. Like, this is just my voice. This is just, you know, circumstance, right? How many times I get called like a white dude, like over the phone. I know I sound, I'm the type of guy where like we talk on the phone for the first time, and then we meet in person, and you just go, oh, I know, I just, I didn't think you were black, you know. I'm my voice isn't really. I'm not really insecure about it now. I just hate hearing about it. I've accepted this. This is my life, and I'm fine with it. I don't care. I speak pretty clearly. People understand me. It's okay. Granted, are there accents I wish I would have had? Probably. I would love to have like a Hispanic accent or whatever that is. How you doing, my friend? I think that's like the way, like, they can just say all their L's, like, I've been trying to say quesadilla for like 5 months. And I still can't say it right. But the way they say it just sounds cooler. I do wish I talked cooler. Maybe my voice would be a little deeper, like, hey, how you doing? So, what else am I saying? I'm insecure about my feet. I have ugly feet, bro. I was an athlete growing up, Never had athlete's foot, just ugly feet. You know what I'm saying? If I'm making love, I keep my socks on. I've never had, like I said earlier, I'm sexually active, so I've never had like intercourse without footwear. Like, I've always had a pair of shoes on or a pair of tube socks, just because I know they're unattractive. So I don't want to, like when you're a man and you're about to get sex. By the way, any man that's about to make love who doesn't have a girlfriend, it's like hitting the lottery. It's so spontaneous. We never know that today will be the day that your numbers hit. And I'm just thinking, okay, I don't want to do anything to mess this up. I gotta keep my socks on because I don't want her to look at them and be like, you know what? I don't think I could do this. You know what? I wanted to make passionate, heavy love to you. Sweaty love to you. But by the look of that hangnail off that pinky toe, I just can't. I never wanted that to happen, because I don't want to mess that chance up. Who knows when I'll do it again, right? So my feet, and I don't, which is ironic because my stepmom's a foot doctor. You'd think I'd have pretty feet, You think I'd get a pedicure every week, which maybe I should. But maybe that's what it takes for me to get a girl, and then now she's like, look, I love you to death, but we're gonna go get pedicures every week. And then at that point, I'll be like, okay, I'll do it. But why does it even take all that for me to do it? Like, why can't I just do it because I want to respect me? I'll tell you why. Because I'd rather just put socks on than spend my Saturday night getting a pedicure. That's why. Even if it feels good, I'd rather just clean my socks, put my socks on, and I'm straight. To me, and that's the problem. To me, I'm thinking, well, if I can't see it, there's no problem, right? It's like the same logic you do with your car, right? You can hear your car breaking down, but if you turn the music up loud enough, hey, ain't nothing happening. So, it's not good. It's not good, right? If you don't step on the scale and see how much you weigh, you're not gaining weight. It's a bad philosophy. Yeah. I need to take care of my feet. I need to take care of my feet because I want to go to the beach. I don't want to dip my toes in the sand. I want to walk around with beautiful feet, right? But the thing is, here's an epiphany I had. Growing up, I was such in love with sneakers. Here's the epiphany I had. Growing up, I was so in love with sneakers and shoes. I love the culture of just Jordans and Nike, like all like just shoes, right? And I hated ugly feet so bad that I ended up getting a foot fetish. I'm just being honest. I ended up getting a foot fetish because I hated feet so bad. Like, I despise something so much that now I love good looking feet. So I can't even date a girl with ugly feet. Like, it's actually impossible for me because I'll never be able to. Like, we can't hang out in the summer because you're wearing sandals. I can't take you to go hang out at my parents' house and we jump in the pool because you're gonna represent me bad with your feet. We can't. What are other foot activities? Maybe if we want to, if we want to make paint turkeys like we used to do back in the day with our hands, if we want to use our feet that day, we can't do any of that because you're gonna mess up the turkey. The turkey's gonna look weird. He's gonna have a neck that's like because that toe's doing weird stuff. You know, I can't date a girl with bad feet. It's impossible for me. I can't date a girl with bad feet. I can't date a girl with bad shoe game. Come on. I can't walk around and you're wearing, what are you wearing? There's some like there's ugly pairs of sandals that I can't walk around with. I can't think of what they're called, but hey man, feet's a big deal to me because it's an insecurity of mine. So what's another insecurity I have? I don't know. Maybe let's turn it to positive. What things do I love about myself? Okay, I love my sense of humor. I'm a funny dude. I get jokes. I get people to laugh. That's a great thing. Because everyone wants to be funny. It's like have you ever said someone's not funny? Like, have you ever told somebody to their face, dude, you're not funny? That hurts because everyone wants to. It's weird. Everyone wants to be funny. I don't know if everyone thinks they're funny, but everyone would like to be funny. It's the trait. People love to have that trait. It's a very, it's weird because it's not like beauty, right? We're like, because we know everyone's not beautiful, right? We know everyone's not funny, but people internally know that they're not beautiful, right? Like, I would assume that people who we consider to be objectively unattractive know, okay, I'm not the greatest looking person, right? But I think we pride ourselves on being funny. Being funny means people like you when, they laugh. So I would assume you don't have to be beautiful to be liked. But being funny, I don't know where I'm going with this. All I'm saying is being funny, everyone wants to be funny. Everyone would like to be funny. So it's a very admirable trait. I think everyone wants to be funny. Yeah. That's the conclusion I made. And I'm funny. Objectively. No, it's because funny, sense of humor is subjective. But vast majority, I usually don't. If I'm going off of what people's responses, I never usually hear you're not funny. And when people say that, just joking. So what else do I like about myself, man? I like why this shouldn't be a hard question, right? But I guess how often do we really think about the awesome parts of us, because as humans, we usually think about all the insecurities and all the things wrong with us, but sometimes it's hard to think about like the cool things on the spot, I would say maybe, whoa, roommate just walked out. She has a nice ass. No, it's a guy. Dude, I lost my train of thought. No, it's okay. Yeah. What would I say? I think I would say I like. Okay, let me go off of what people say. People say I'm a nice dude. People say I'm a nice dude. I've been told I don't mean to honk my own horn. I've been told I'm a great kisser. I've been told that plenty of times, which is, what a compliment that is. That's always a compliment. You don't want to be known as the guy who's a bad kisser. Because because girls talk. So amongst the group, they're like, yeah, he's a terrible kisser. He's a nice guy, though. Terrible kisser. Or like, you don't want to be known as the bad kisser. The bad kisser, he gets talked about amongst a group of girls, right? You don't want to be, like, you really want to be good at something like that. You want to be talked about amongst the Avengers, the committee of women, because word of mouth matters, which, no pun intended, because we're talking about kissing, but because I've gotten good reviews, and it's like it's like when you're okay, you're a car rental place, right? And this is a bad example. I've gotten good reviews. So it's like people are going on the Google review of life and saying, Josey, 5 stars, great kisser, right? Boom. Now other people hear that and they're like, oh snap, let me go kiss him too. And now I'm killing it. Now I got a business. Now I got good reviews. I'm easy to find on Google because people are yelping me and they're like, yo, he's a good kisser. He's good at this, he's nice, but and it's good. It's good. You don't want to be known as anything bad. You don't want to be known as an ex of mine told me that she was dating a dude who had bad breath. That's fucked up. First of all, don't tell me that, and to be known as the guy with bad breath where she's kissing you and it's like, oh, you okay, mwah, like she's like side kissing you, like where the lips really aren't touching, like she's like, and she's, you ever see like that? We're gonna have to like put one of those yuck stickers on you. You ever see those stickers where it's like that green guy and he's like, he looks like a mad Asian dude, really. And then, we're gonna have to put one of those stickers on your cheek because you got bad breath. And now she's telling our friends, yo, I can't even. That's my boyfriend. I love him, but his shit reeks. That's tough. I mean, can you imagine having had that conversation with your partner? Like, hey, look, you have really, your breath is bad, and I love you, and that's why I'm telling you this. But you gotta, I don't know, like you want to gargle some vinegar. Would you like me to? What? I will spend any amount on any toothpaste or mouthwash needed. What do you need? I have the best dental insurance. I can get you in a dentist. Like I could get whatever you need. Do you need you need a new mouth? I can get you that, you don't want to be known as the bad breath dude. That's why I always carry icebreakers with me or like gum, because I really do. That's a big insecurity for me. Okay, is having bad breath or being known as a bad breath dude. Plus, people like to get in your bubble. People like to talk close. I always get anxious when I watch movies and there's a scene where the actors have to be like right here talking just nose to nose, because I'm like, dude, are you not worried that your breath smells like 12 packs of bologna? Like I don't know. I don't want to be known as a bad breath dude. That's one thing I don't want to be known for. You don't want to be known for anything hygiene wise. You don't want to be known for the guy who always has his butt cheeks out. Like anytime he goes to pick something up at work, his cheeks is always out. You don't want to be known as the guy who's like you walk over to say, hey, how you doing? Good morning. And people are like, hey, yeah. It's like their face is like visibly excruciated. Like they're just feeling the wind of your just ass smell is just blowing through their face, and they can't even like stay in front of you because the wind is just like, you don't want to be known as a stinky dude, man. I got a story about that. I was all right. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I was going through puberty. I was in high school. I was going through puberty, and I started to sweat a lot in school. I would start like I could feel it dripping to the point where I started to wear sweaters over, because you would visibly be able to see the sweat stains. These huge pockets of sweat on my armpits. And it was just one day where it just got too bad, man. And it was first period. I'm like, yo, nothing happened. And I'm sweating my ass off. And I tried to cover, I didn't know this. I tried to cover the sweat up smell with cologne. Oh my gosh. I tried to cover it up. And I went to first period. And this is a class I took with other like seniors, and I'm like a sophomore, so I want to look cool to the seniors, right? And there was this pretty girl, and we ended up walking in the class at the same time, and she went, "Oh my gosh, it smells like someone tried to spray cologne over funk." And I was so embarrassed. I was just like, dude, yeah, like it freaking stinks in here. And I was like, oh, inside of my body, it was just like, oh my gosh. The class just started. This is an hour and 30. I gotta survive this. So I was, ever since that point, I've been like so scared to use cologne because of that trauma. So that became a huge insecurity. The sweat. I still do it, and I don't care as much now because I can control it. I don't smell or anything. I've controlled it, but still, it was a big thing for me at that point, man. It's like, damn, this fine girl just said it smelled like cologne over sweat. And I agreed and acted like it was somebody else. I'm like, yo, that dude over there freaking, yo, that's crazy. Why would he ever do that, Yeah, that's that's an insecurity of mine. Insecurities, man. I would love to hear. I wish I could like see you guys and meet you guys and like, for the people that's listening, and hear about your insecurities. I'm quite curious what you don't like because it's probably something I like about you, and the main thing is it's like humans. We gotta remember that we aren't perfect. As much as we try to act like we are, we're not perfect at all. Like, and once you kind of start to accept that, man, life is so much easier. Because the whole time, man, I hate it. Like socially, we try to be like, yes, hello, how are you doing? Yes, I go to school for computer technology, blah 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 blah, and I make this a month, and I do this and I do that, and my life is so amazing. We try to act like we're like perfect, and it creates a weird dynamic socially. I believe in authenticity as much as I can, because I have problems with this, because I have a lot of things that I gotta be, I want to be honest about, excuse me. Like I have conversations about, I'm a college dropout. And when you're at this age, everyone older than you just wants to ask you about college. Everyone, are you in school? I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Is there any other thing you want to talk about? Like, let's talk about the weather. People always ask me, am I in school? And I got to go. I got to do this. Every time people ask me, am I in school? I got to do this stupid thing. Well, no, I dropped out of school, and they're like, why? And I'm like, well, because my dad, and I moved down to Georgia, blah, 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 blah. Or are you going to go back to school, right? Well, no, I don't. Blah, blah, blah. And I just want to be like, nah, man, I dropped out of school. I've made my decision. I'm not going back. I'm good. I'll figure out life. This isn't 1970s where I need to go to school to get a job. Like, I'm good. I don't want to go to school. I'm good. I've done it. It's not, I don't want to do it anymore. All right. So for all my listeners over 30, chill out. All right. We're going to figure it out, bro. Life's going to be okay. No matter what we do, we're going to die. We're going to die. So let's just enjoy it however we can enjoy it. That's my word of advice. I don't even know what I was talking about. This is going to happen a lot where I just lose my thought process. But I like that I'm willing to try to figure it out, which I think is bad because I don't think in life we're supposed to be trying to figure out anything. I think we ask the questions like, what's the point? I think we ask the questions, what's the point? What's the purpose of life? And then we just live it. I struggle every day with like thoughts, constantly just my brain busy trying to figure out everything. When really, I think the best way to live is to just do it. Is to just live, There's a quote in the Bible that talks about having confidence in God. And when it says confidence in God, I really think confidence in God means confidence. It's like confidence in yourself, right? Because we're all like a piece of him, right? But having enough confidence in knowing that it'll be all right. What a way to live, bro. Like, oh, I heard that. I was like, wow, okay. Like, it'll work out. Things are going to happen. That's the whole point. The whole point of life is like problem, figure it out, you fix it, you're better. And we just, it's even easier when you do it with people. That's why it's so. I know I'm getting like kind of serious now, but I think it's so important to have friends. You know, you got to have friends. You got to talk to your friends. That's like the whole plot of Thunderbolt. Did anybody see Thunderbolts? Because Thunderbolts, the new Marvel movie that just came out, it's basically just a men's mental health movie. Like you could resonate with it so well. Like the superheroes literally, he just wants a hug, man. Like, bro, he just wants a hug, bro. Like damn, as a dude, as a man, sometimes you just want a hug, bro. You just want a hug. And I made a mistake because no one gives a fuck that you want a hug. No, as a man, they don't care if you want a hug, bro. And that's just something we got to deal with as a man. You can't really express like that you go through conflicting feelings, really. You can't because nobody really cares. You know, not to be grim, but it's the truth. You can't tell your girl, yo, I'm not feeling it today. Your girl gonna, oh, you're a pussy. Like, you can't be, you can't just be like, you know, my feelings are hurt. As a dude, you can't just be like, yo, my feelings are hurt. You can't. They're gonna, yo, what? You can't do that. You can't. I have proof. I was hanging out with a girl and I was sleeping with her, and in the middle of doing it, I stopped and was like, I hugged her. I was like, this is so cringy, bro. In the middle of intercourse, bro, I stopped and was like, yo, chill. Let me just get a hug. Because sometimes I was like, you know, because, bro, this is all I really need. I'm like hard. I'm like hugging him like, thanks, man. This is all a nigga need. I'm like, yo, the mental health is keeping me hard. Like, the fact that she's giving me love, bro, is keeping me excited. Like, it's crazy, but. And then, you know, right after she was like, yo, I think I'm going to get back with my boyfriend. I'm like, okay. God forbid a man want to hug. Oh my gosh, that's so cringy. I would never do that again, bro. I would never. Because we have to be, you know, as dudes, we can't really express ourselves. And the funny thing is that girls would be like, yo, no, just express yourself. I want you to express your feelings. No, they don't. They really don't care. Which is, you know, it is what it is. You know, we just, you know, the best phrase for a man is just charge it to the game. Charge it to the game. You know what that means? Swipe your card on credit of the game. The game. It is what it is. That's what it is. That's how we don't cry, bro. We just say, you know what? Hey, it is what it is. And when you walk up to a girl and you're like, hey, I was thinking I could get your number, and she goes, ugh, you just go, instead of crying in front of you, just go, all right, you have a great day, okay? And you're fighting back tears. Have a great day, okay? You find out your girl's cheating on you, and you just go, hey, charge it to the game. It is what it is, brother. And you just go back and you fight again. That's what you have to do. That's what I'm realizing growing up. As a 23-year-old, I'm realizing that most of all of my life will be charging it to the game. And that's okay. That's okay. Charge it to the game. Ball up top is what they say. Ball up top. All right, it's cool. Ball up top. Hey, you're all right. Ball up. Because every time you charge to the game, you know what? You get a reset. And you come back stronger. You build that calluses on your heart, on your body, and you become a stronger dude. That's what it is to be a man. You know? It's okay. You know, we as dudes, we get denied all the time. We get rejected. But you know what? My dad always told me, all you need is one yes. You ask out 1 million women, you just need one yes. I don't need 1 million. I don't need 1 million girls. I don't need 1 million. You just do it like Kobe, man. Just keep shooting. That's the moral of the story, man. Just keep shooting, because the ones you make, those will be the game winners. Those will be the important ones. The ones you make. It doesn't matter how many shots you take. It doesn't matter how many times you try to do something. You just pivot, figure it out. Okay, I can't jab over here and go over here because they know they're going to stop that. All right, well, let me do a spin right here, pull up. You know, you just figure it out. That's the moral of the story of being a man. Just take your shot, shoot, whatever it is, take a chance. You know, it's scary, yeah, life's scary, but remember, we're gonna all die, no matter how you live your life. We are all gonna go to the same finish line. So, how do you want to live your life? You know, and really, I'm saying this to you guys watching and listening, but I'm also saying it to myself. We're in this together, bro. you know. And I'm happy right now that I'm like building a community with this podcast stuff. It's cool because that was the whole point of me even doing stand up, making sketches, starting this podcast. The whole point has always been just I want people to feel like it's okay to be whatever they are and create a community where we're like we can be open, we can be authentic to each other. We don't have to lie, we don't have to fake it. We can just be with each other, lift each other up, man. That's the whole point of everything I do. And that's because I know when I was young that the people on YouTube I was watching, Dash EXP, freaking Lennar, Caleb City, King Vader at some point, you know, and like watching Martin, the TV show, all these things just made me feel that like community, from them being funny, you know, or them being creative. So that's all I want to do. So every person you ever see on this podcast, it'll be someone I'm genuinely interested in. Because I want to know, I want to hang out with them. I want to figure out who they are. I want to learn something from them. I want to give them something, and I want them to give me something. You know, it's an exchange. So yeah, thank you so much for listening or watching or whatever. Even if it's one listener, I don't really care. I appreciate everyone for even tuning in. You know, it means a lot. This whole time recording, by the way, I've had technical difficulties where the camera has just been cutting off and on and off and on. So if this video looks choppy, oh my bad. But it is what it is, you know, charges to the game, whatever. Thank you guys so much for listening. This is the end of the pod for today. Apartment B at night. Fucking hell. Apartment B at night. Good night.